Now that it is springtime, I've got a few projects to do on the boat today. I've got some vent stuff to do. I got this latch I need to replace. This was broken off, so I need to fix that. Got some sealing to do. And then I also got this kit here, which I thought this is pretty sweet. They got different things. This is called a bolt breakthrough 1 key lock. So this is a trailer lock that links to your key to your truck or whatever, your tow vehicle or whatever car you want to put it to. They make different ones. Like this one is for your reese hitch, and then this is just like a padlock, so if you put it right through the top of the trailer, like if you lock it like this and stick it through there, you can lock it up. So I need to match this one onto my trailer here, so I'm going to do that one first, and then we'll get on to these other projects. Just like that. And just like that, super easy. Now I can just use my car key to, you know, unlock the thing if I had 2 hands, but that's locked up. Comes with like a 2 5/8 inch. That was a 1 7/8 or 2-inch ball. They do have the other ones, like I was saying. Like here's just a regular old padlock, and then this one, same thing. This is for the reese hitch. So pretty sweet. I'm not going to use this one on this truck because, interestingly enough, my truck, the ball is on the bumper, but it's not really on the bumper. If you'll notice that it is part of the frame. So like my frame goes there, comes over here, and then goes up to that thing right there. So it doesn't have a reese hitch per se like most trucks, so it's not on the bumper, but it's just weird. So I won't be using that, but at least I got this one for that. That's done. Now let me take the cover off. We'll move on to the next project. Sorry to take you away from the video, but I wanted to let you know that we help people complete projects like this on their boat all the time in our school community. So if you have all kinds of random projects that you want to do on your boat and don't know where to start or how to prioritize them, why don't you check out our school community and we can help guide you through these processes. Just check that with the link in the description below or the pinned comment, and we'll help you get through these projects on your boat. That's a really, really good idea to do this, because you always have your car key with you, so I do like that. One of my issues is that this latch right here is busted and I can't get into this compartment. So what I need to do is I need to drill this out so I can take this latch off and order a new one to replace this. That was easy. Now I just got to take this nut off, take this Allen key out so I could spin this piece off so I can get this nut here off, and then we can order a new one to replace this. And there we go. Now we just need to go find one of these. Basically just measure from here to here, from here to there, so you got the length of that latch and the diameter of it. So that's pretty much it. Let's go find one. Next up is this dirty biscuit right here, which broke off. I don't know, and this thing's brand spanking new, but the whole tabs and everything broke off. That's the other new one I just replaced, but look at that one's even like, look at this. Around where the screw goes to tighten this thing in from going off is cracked, and these things are questionable at best. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on there, but yeah, not too happy that I had to buy a whole nother one, and then that one over there is not looking too hot. So let me go ahead and pop this one on there. I'm gonna replace that bracket, and then we'll move on to the next project. All right, that's good to go. So now the next project is going to be this latch. Here's the old busted one that I had to drill out. Let me pull the cover back on here and we'll get up in there and put this latch in. Actually, I lied a little bit. Before I take the cover off here, I forgot I also need to screw down my float switch. So I'm going to screw that down real quick. That way I'm in the shade a little bit before I pull the cover and work onto the handle that we got here. All right, task number 3 complete. Make sure it's working. Yes, beautiful. So on to task number 4, being the latch. Would you look at this? This is the tragedy of one little leaf. One leaf gets left in here, and look what it does. These things are disasters. Okay, on to our latch. Let me go get some Awesome so I can clean this up, and then we'll mount our latch on there. All right, so that was all easy peasy. I have got this thing nice, clean, good to go. Now I just need to stick the little latch thing on here to stick up and lock it into place. Let me put that on there. We'll tighten it up and we'll be golden. I'm going to go get some grease. Actually, I want to grease this up a little bit because these things can weld themselves on there, so a little bit of grease should be all I need. Just did a little bit of a trial run here. I got quite a big gap here, and I even set it up like that, so I'm gonna run that up and get myself right, and then once we're right, then we can put our nut on the bottom of it, tighten it up, and that will be it for this one. So let me run that one up higher. All right, and task number 4 complete. Now next task is in here. So our vent, we have a problem here with our vent. Let me show you what we got going on. And this is why you use elastomeric. Look at nothing, like no sealant stayed on this. This starboard, nothing ever sticks to it. So in here, notice our vent. Let me go get a flashlight so you can see in there. So you'll notice our vent comes straight from there down and goes straight down. So it's just going straight down from our vent right here. And the problem with that is that if any water gets into that vent, it just goes straight down in the tank. So what I'm going to do, disconnect it. I'm going to point that 90 up like this, so that way I can put a loop in there, and that will stop any water that gets into that vent, because they do leak. Any water that gets in there won't be able to make it up over the bend with my tube. So that's the problem that we're about to fix with the vent. This is going to be something that I don't know how much I'll be able to film, because obviously that's the amount of room that I'm working in. It's just big enough for my hand to get in there. So yeah, we'll see how much I get on tape. Well, it looks like this apparatus is either, I don't know. I don't necessarily like this. It looks like in here it goes straight over and then it's up, so like it doesn't let water up, but I'm still questioning this thing. I don't like the way this thing looks. There's not a whole lot of space here. Is this necessarily my problem? Possibly not. I really don't. You know, now that I can see how this thing works, I mean, very interesting. Obviously I can't flip it up because yeah, then it'll hold water down here and that'll clog it. So this has to go the way it is. Now I wish I could open this thing up and look, but it's sealed, so you can't. Does not look like the water leak came from here, so I'm gonna nix my idea that this thing was messed up, and I'm gonna put this thing back together and move on from that. So that's very interesting. Learn something every day. There's that. I'm gonna just let that little piece right there dry, and I'll just knife that one off here later, and so I can clean this up a little bit. That'll be fine. I was pretty clean with the rest of it. Now the next order of business is to reseal this. So all this, as you can see, is all peeling up. I need to come in here with a pick and pick all that out of there, and then tape this all off and then reseal it. I will possibly wait until this afternoon when it is not as hot as it is right now, but I do want to blow the boat off, get all these leaves out of here, probably cover it back up so that way I don't have all this, I don't have to clean this all up with the leaf damage, because you've seen what leaves do. I mean, look at that one right there, making a mess right now, you little rascal you. So I'll come back out when it's cooler to reseal the console, and that'll be all the projects that I have as of right now. Then we'll be able to go over the boat and get it ready for the season. Well, this is not going as I planned. So my idea, I mean, this wasn't cleaning up all that great, so I figured, you know what, I might as well just pull the console up. I got to reseal the screws anyway, so started taking them out, and of course 2 of the heads broke off. So now this simple, let me just pull screws out, reseal this console, maybe an hour, hour and a half. I now have to figure out how to fix these screws, so that is where we're gonna go. I'm gonna see if I can't pick this up and break this seal, though. It looks like I can't even pull. The console won't even come up anyway. Console won't even budge anyway, so the screws weren't even doing anything. So now I have 2 broken screws that I'm not going to be able to get out. Wonderful, just wonderful. All right, so now I've got all this cleaned out. I need to run around it with some awesome and a rag just to kind of clean it. Then I might put tape down, I might not. I might put the screws in first, but now we're basically to sealing it. I probably will put some tape down. Let me go get some painter's tape. I'll put some tape down. I'll probably put my screws in first, and then I'm just gonna seal those 2 screws that broke. It is what it is. Nothing I can do about that. The console is basically glassed down to the deck, so I'm not gonna mess with that. Once we reseal this, that'll be it for a project. Okay, we are fully taped all the way around, so now we just need to, I'm gonna cut the tip off of this, and then we'll start sealing it, clean it, pull our tape, and that'll be good. And there you have it. Nice and sealed up. Clean looking. Now hopefully too many of those things don't fly in there while it's drying up, but good to go now.